Hi there. I am going to demonstrate today how I use two of the different cream palettes that Celesty has. The first one I'm going to share with you is the Correct and Conceal Cream Palette. This comes in two different shades. I'm using medium to tan. They also have light to medium. I'm using this one because I have some sun on my face from the summer. The other one I'm going to show you is the Camouflage palette that has these specific colors for specific imperfections you might have on your skin. But before I show you how to use these, I need to prep my skin. So I just used the Hydra Restore Cream from the Hydra Master series. I like to use this one during the day, and then at night from the Ageless series, I use the Retinol Renewal Cream before I go to bed. Just an aside, the Ageless series products are all on sale right now for 15% off. Also, we still have that sale going on. You buy any 3 products, whether it's makeup, skincare, hair care, you get the 4th one free. So now's a good time to stock up some things you've been wanting. Next, I always use, unless I'm using my tinted moisturizer, makeup primer. This is one of the ones I like to use in the summer. This is the Tinted Luminous Makeup Primer from Celesty. And I like this one because it's tinted and it gives me a little bit of a glow. So I'm just going to squeeze some onto my finger. I'm going to apply it all over my face. And then while that's setting, I'm going to talk a little bit about the palettes. So a primer is really important because it, A, keeps your makeup on all day, but B, it smooths out the texture of your skin. And it makes applying the makeup go on so much better and smoother. So I'm just going to apply this everywhere on my face. And I still have mascara and the Vanilla Latte lip balm from the other video I did with the 4 makeup products. So that's why I still have mascara and some lipstick on. Okay, so while that's drying on my skin, let it sink in. I'm going to share with you what the different colors mean in these palettes so that you know how to use them. And I have to put my glasses on, so I apologize. There's going to be a horrible glare, but I won't keep them on when I actually start showing you the makeup. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one first because I'm going to use this one first. This one is for imperfections on your skin, but it also has this color down here, which can be used as a foundation color. So the colors are the skin tone, which I just showed you, and it neutralizes general imperfections. The salmon pink, which you can see I have used a lot of it. It neutralizes yellow undertones and corrects dull tones. So I use that under my eyes for my circles. Then the yellow, you use this yellow, it neutralizes purple undertones. So if you have dark purple under your eyes, you can use it there, or any dark purple on your skin. The yellow cancels out the purple. Green neutralizes redness. So if you have a blemish or if you have something on your face that's red, the green will cancel that out. And then the purple neutralizes yellow undertones. And then the orange color down here, it neutralizes, sorry, I can't even see with my glasses on. It neutralizes, so if you're darker complected, it's going to neutralize darkness, dark spots, okay? So I do have some dark spots on my face. Sometimes I'll mix the salmon and the orange together, just depending on how much sun I have on my face. In the wintertime, I use the pink for that. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then this palette here, this is the one I'm going to use for foundation, for concealer, and for contour, okay? It also has a setting powder in it. So everything in one. How quick and easy to throw this in a makeup bag if you're traveling, right? Instead of carrying all those separate things. So the setting powder, like I just said, there's 2 concealers and then there's 3 correctors. But if you notice, there are foundation colors as well. So you can use it for both. So I'm going to show you how I use this. I'm going to take off my glasses. If I can get them open. Okay. Hopefully I can see. So the first thing I'm going to do is these under eye dark circles. I'm going to use that pink right there. You can use your fingers. I'm going to use this little brush that I have. This is not a Celesty brush. This is an e.l.f. That I got at CVS. And I am telling you, these colors are highly pigmented, so you do not need a lot. I'm just going to gently tap it in there. And then I'm going to go right where I have those dark spots and tap this into my skin. Now, you can use this under your foundation or on top of it. I've done both. Sometimes, do you see how lightly I'm putting that on? Because a little goes a long way. Sometimes I will go back over top. If I had a restless, sleepless night and I have really bad bags under my eyes, I sometimes will go back over my foundation with it. So I am just going to put that where I see darkness. And blend it in. Now, I know it's kind of hard to see. I have a dark spot right there. Sometimes this pink doesn't cover it because it is dark. I am going to mix it with the orange to make it a little bit darker. Just a tap of the orange. And I am going to see how it's camouflaging that spot. Now, this spot is pretty dark on my face, so I usually do go back over it when I'm done to really hide it, okay? So that's my under eye area. I don't really have too much redness on my face, so I'm not going to be using the green. Actually, I'm not going to be using any of the other colors today because that seems to be, that's my problem area under my eyes. I do have some dark spots up here from the sun. I know. So I'm just going to tap that in, okay? So next thing I'm going to do, and I do like their concealer brush. This is Celesty. I am going to go in and do my concealer, which I'm not going to use much of it because I just used the pink under my eyes. I'm going to use a little bit of the concealer, and then I'm going to use the foundation, and I'm going to even show you how to use the dark color as contour. Actually, I'm going to do the contour first and then build around it. This is the darkest one. Getting some on my brush, and then I do have to adjust here so I can see. So I'm going to go high on my cheekbones here because I want to make my face look slim. And I'm going to add just a line. I didn't get enough on the brush. Okay. Make sure they're even. Guys, you really can't mess up. Like, this line was higher than this one, so I just added another line. You're going to blend it out, so you can't mess up. Okay? So I got my contour in. I'm just going to wipe my brush. I keep a towel on my vanity, and I change it out weekly, and I just clean my brushes off right on the towel. Now I'm going to add just a tiny bit of concealer here. I'm going to blend this all out here in a minute. Whoops, wrong color. I'm going to do a little bit here and here to lift my eyes. I'm going to do a little underneath. This is still the concealer, the lightest shade. This lightest shade here towards the top. Now I'm going to go in, wipe my brush off, and I'm going to go in with this second darkest color at the bottom here to use for foundation. I'm just going to plop dots on my face. I sometimes contour my nose, not all the time. So this is just a foundation color. And again, what I love about this palette is you can mix colors to make the perfect foundation. If it doesn't match your skin tone perfectly, I love it. I'm just putting this all around my face. Forehead. If you want to go in with that darker color and put some contour in your forehead, you could do that. I can do that right now. Just put a little bit around my forehead. Now, all I'm going to do is blend it. You can use your fingers. I am going to use my contour brush for the contour. I love this Celesty brush. This is the contour brush. It's my favorite brush they have. I'm just going to blend out my contour. Now you could go ahead in with your foundation brush to blend everything else in. You can still use the contour brush. I'm going to use my foundation brush. I'm going to do under my eyes and everywhere I used concealer first, because I don't want to drag the darkness, the dark color, the foundation color into that area. Now I'm going to do the foundation. Blend that contour in a little better. Things look so much different in video than they do in my mirror. So if I needed to, which that covered up that dark spot pretty good, but if I wanted to, I could go back in with that light pink, just a tiny little bit, and go over, whoop, wrong brush. Tiny little bit of that pink again to cover up that spot. And I just brushed off the excess on my towel so I can really get it blended. I don't want you to see a pink spot on my face. Now you can go in with, if you want to add more under your eyes, like I have dark circles. I don't know why I had good sleep last night, but I'm going to add a tiny more under my eyes. Just a tiny bit. And then once I think it's all blended in good, there's a setting powder that you put on over top that I'm going to show you how to use here in a minute. Just going to take a brush, dip it in my setting powder, and brush it on my face as soon as I found my right brush. And the setting powder doesn't have a color to it, so it's not going to change the color of your foundation or anything you just put on your face. So I'm just going to go in with a little, I'm holding it up here like you can see it, just a little brush, and I'm going to tap it in my setting powder. I don't want to get too much on it, so I like to knock some of it off. And I'm just going to go over everywhere. And this is going to keep your makeup on. I'll sometimes not put this over top of my contour because I really want that contour to stand out. And even though this isn't pigmented, it still kind of can lighten it up a little bit. Sorry, I got setting powder everywhere. Okay. So then, that was just using the 2 cream palettes. And I didn't even show you all the colors. But the nice thing is Celesty has everything labeled on the back how to use them. So I used, to cover my circles, to contour, highlight, conceal, and now I feel like I need some blush. So I am actually going to use the liquid blush. Tongue twister. This is one of their new products, and I am using the shade Rose. This is the Be Fierce blush. So I'm just going to come up here, put a couple dots. I like blush. Some people don't. I like it. And then I am going to actually use my contour brush. One thing I have noticed about the liquid blush, and I love all their blushes, like I just used in my other video, the Terracotta Powders blush. This liquid blush, the new one that they have, first of all, look how pretty that is. You need to blend it out pretty fast, like right after you put it on, because it can dry and then it's hard to blend. So just blend, like don't sit and talk like I do, or it dries. This shade, it's so hard to see in a video. It's really pretty. This is the Rose. So now if I wanted, I could go in with a highlighter. You know, I love my highlighter. So they have a liquid highlighter, and I love their liquid highlighters, but as you can see, the strobing highlighter palette, I love that middle color. I use a lot. I need to actually get another palette. And I'm just going to pop that right above where my blush was. And look at the glow it gives. Again, so hard to see in a video. So I like to put it there. I'll hold my phone up in a minute and show you everywhere. And I like to put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And on the tip of my nose. So you can see that highlighter. That's pretty much it. If I want to put on eyeshadow, which I don't, I'm just going to stick with mascara today. I already have lipstick on from before. That's it. Super, super easy to use. So let me know what you think. Bye.